What's going on, YouTube? Donnie with DER Reptiles here. Today, we're just going to talk about why do I feed live rats to my snakes? Well, when I first got into ball pythons, I fed frozen thawed. Because I didn't want to, feed live because of all the controversy that was going on. But the more ball pythons I got, the more I decided I want to breed, and the more snakes I got, it just wasn't feasible and didn't make much sense for me to keep buying frozen thawed to feed my snakes. It was cheaper to breed my own. So that is what I do. I breed my own rats and I breed ball pythons. So I'm hoping to breed enough rats to feed the ball pythons so I don't have that feeding cost. But I still have that taking care of the rat cost. And I'm getting to the point to where those snakes that don't want to eat live, I still have some frozen thawed in the freezer, but I'm going to get to the point to where I'm going to build me a euthanization chamber. That way I can feed pre-killed to the ones that does not want to eat frozen thawed. And the benefits to feeding frozen thawed, or benefits of feeding live over frozen thawed, is you throw that live into the tub, and that snake does not eat. You just take that rat out, put it right back in your breeder rack, and you're done. But if you go and unthaw a rat, and that rat does not eat, or that snake does not eat that frozen rat after you unthaw it, you just wasted $1, $2, however much you spent on it. Whereas if you're breeding your own and you say you pre-kill a rat and you try to feed it to the snake, and that snake doesn't eat, nobody else eats that snake. Well, you didn't pay $2 for that rat. You didn't pay for that rat because you produced that rat. So that's a less of a hit on your bank account than feeding frozen thawed. So it's not like I'm the, guy that loves to feed live. I don't like the thrill of the kill. I don't like that at all. But it's just what we do as breeders when we have enough snakes that feeding frozen thawed does not make sense. Now, on the flip side of that, I could breed enough rats, euthanize them, and freeze them, and then unthaw them and feed. I could do that, but that's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to unthaw rats. So, rather than spending a couple hours a day on, whenever I'm feeding my snakes, unthawing rats and then feeding my snakes, all I got to do is get the rats out of the tubs, come in here, drop them in my snake tubs, let them be for half an hour, go back and check the ones that ate, the ones that didn't, mark them, and I'm good. So that's why I feed live over frozen thawed. Now, I got a couple snakes that haven't ate in a few weeks. So what I'm going to do this coming Saturday, because that's my feeding day, I'm going to unthaw me a couple rats and see if they'll eat frozen thawed. And hopefully they will. Of course, the ones I'm talking about, they're breeding right now, the males. So my breeding season is coming to a close. But I'm still breeding two of my snakes, two of the ball pythons, which is a super pastel and the head albino girl I picked up last week from the Florida Reptile Ranch. And I'm still on the ball of trying to decide if I want to keep breeding my other head albino, because she keeps bull wrapping. But she's been bull wrapping since, beginning of the year, but she just hasn't shown any sign of follicle growth or anything like that, and she's already off food, so she's just not showing any signs of growing at all. But I'm tempted on just stopping for her for the year. I've already stopped the het pied girl for the year, and My two big girls, I think they're going to do good for me this year, hopefully. Cross my fingers. So hopefully I'll have 3 clutches instead of just 1. But I just wanted to go over that. And I know there's a lot of talk out there about feeding frozen thawed, feeding live, whatever. Why do you do it? What do you think of it? So that's my thoughts on it. You know, it's not the best thing to feed live, you know, as far as harming your snake and stuff. But if you are careful and you watch when you feed, as far as you make sure that rat is not going up and biting that snake or whatever, that's all it's about, is making sure your snake is safe. If you're one of the people that just throw it in there and walk away and come back the next day, feeding live is not for you. Frozen thawed, you can get away with it. It's going to stink a little bit the next day, but you know, it's just take care of your snakes properly. The more time you spend with them, the more knowledge you have about them, the better off you'll be. You can be just as successful feeding live as you can frozen thawed. You just have to be careful how you do it. So, don't forget, we have the 300 subscriber giveaway coming up. And hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit that notification bell right there. Catch me over on Instagram. Comment down below, let me know what you think about this subject. And I will see you next time. Have a good night.